Welcome to the first, but definitely not the last, UAO table meetup. This weather, these vehicles, I promise you, this one is going to be a blinder. Would have had a good night's sleep if the police weren't knocking my door at 5 AM.
Where are you sleeping tonight?
Long story short, we were locked out. This place, absolutely magical. Tan Eldrock Farm, North Wales. Check it out. If you guys watch the channel, you will know that I frequent this place as much as I possibly can. It's only 2 hours from Manchester. Absolutely love it. It's a no frills campsite. There is a toilet block over in the corner, but apart from that, all you've got is this beautiful backdrop and beautiful scenery all around. Absolutely love this place. Not one person that's turned up hasn't mentioned how gorgeous this place is and asked me how I originally found it. And I found it by potluck on PitchUp, I believe. Got some likely suspects here. Matt from Volkswagen T5 Upgrades, the Adams Overland Company, Ape Adventure Vans, Mark Armour, a friend of mine, Rich Bugout is over in the corner. I will take you around the camp setup and show a few people's vehicles because there are all ranges. Big Walt, 4x4 LT40. I will be dedicating a whole van tour to that because that thing is super capable and it's a classic and it's super cool. But we've got all scales up and down the spectrum. MANs, 4x4s, absolutely love it. And one of the biggest reliefs on this camp is up to now, there has been no talk or no sight of a single wet belt. You made it here all right then, mate?
Made it.
That's rare, isn't it, for a Ford Transit owner to make it to a camp without the wet belt failing?
The guy from AA was lovely. He got us here just on time.
The wet belt. Has that ever been top of the topics? And do you know what the weirdest part is? Until Volkswagen were going to use it, I didn't even know what a wet belt was, but I am no mechanic. Man adventure van. Let me tell you now, shameless plug, one of the nicest guys that I've ever met through this camping and social thing. Check out his brand here, Rome Company. I'd do anything to kind of help out from that scenario because he's doing bits, and these are proper top quality. If I can link someone else's stuff, I'll put that down below. Hopefully I'll have a link set up. But yeah, the threads are looking good. Crafter fam, once again, I think what I'm going to do is I will take you around to meet a few people, and I think I'm going to do a couple of 2-minute van tours. Check this dude out. Hey, don't slobber me camera. Don't slobber me camera. So this started as a bit of a table fest, a table town. It was someone's idea. It was Billy's actually from Man Adventure Vans. You should open it up to table owners, you know, as a bit of a give back, and you know, invite the public in, and you know, if they want to feature in one of my YouTube videos, then that's all good. The one person here, I believe, that hasn't got a table is this guy here, and he is the guy that builds them. I can do you a deal.
Go on then, on camera, what's the deal?
Free delivery because you're here and I got some in the trailer. $3.99 for a bundle, free delivery. I'm willing to, and I'll eat.
Discount as well with the UAO code.
No, I don't have codes for my own stuff because they're already highly discounted. But what I will do is I'll knock off the Shopify fee as well.
That's it, sold.
No, but genuinely, that is the Fabricator, and I'm glad he's here. He's sleeping in the back of his van. He's got nothing in there apart from a bit of foam. He can have a sticker. I'll throw in a sticker and a lanyard with all tables. So Ash, the Fabricator, total genius, by the way. Thanks once again for all of your hard work on these tables, because I wouldn't want to build them things. I've got to assemble them, and that is quite mind-numbing. He has a T6.1 4Motion 73 plate. I believe it's got about 9,000 miles on the clock. The last true 4Motion. It has a locking rear diff, and it's for sale. Don't know how I'll do it, but I'll put some kind of contact details down below. He thinks it's for sale. He wants something bigger, but is that the last true 4Motion transporter we think it is up to now, unless they buck their ideas up and change something in the future. But with the way things are going with electric, I don't imagine it is. So check this out. The only thing that I wouldn't choose, because what a spec this is a Highline, is the fact that it's barn doors. Some people do prefer this. I'm all about the tailgate. Don't know why. I think he chose that for work purposes, bit easier for access and stuff like that. Short wheelbase, going in for its first service, low miles. What a van that is. What a van. I'd like to get hold of that. Problem is, as people are well aware, that's probably now worth way more than he actually paid for it. I don't know what the price is, but if you are interested, go check that out, because that could be the last of the best vehicle that I think Volkswagen have made. I'm feeling super, super lucky. We had a right laugh last night. This weather obviously helps, but everyone, this is such a cohesive experience. I'm not going to get all gushy on you guys, but I just love it. Everywhere you look, there's people laughing, people looking at each other's vans. There's only 25. 25 is a really, really nice number. Could it be bigger if I did another one? Do you think I should double up? I only put this out there once because what I didn't want to do is keep turning people away. And they filled up pretty much instantly with the 25 spaces. A couple of people dropped out, but that's life. They were quickly replaced. But like I say, the landowner capped it at 25, and I've got to tell you, there is everything. Volkswagen Crafter, MAN 4x4, LT40 4x4, MAN 4x4 mid wheelbase, Defender 110, Pinsgauer, low roof, Mercedes Sprinter. There's a T6 on the end and another LT. All walks of life, everyone at different stages of their build as normal. Sean, while his van looks very complete on the outside, it's not so complete on the inside. He's just had a cactus roof rack put on that enables him to have a pop top as well, which is pretty cool, because when that pop top is shut, you actually don't even know it's there. That's the guys over at Cactus. Obviously Paul, you probably know him. Stuff they do is absolutely fantastic, and some of their kit is now available to buy. Not all of their stuff. I know a lot of people want their wheels and a lot of people want their arches. I think they're keeping that to themselves, and I don't blame them. Let's take a look around. I created this little U shape. I created a tunnel. I did create a tunnel in between two flags here, one flag there, and then Liam from the Overland Company, Adam's Overland Company, just turned up and parked himself right in the middle, but he was so stressed about his drive down that I was too scared to tell him to move. So the two flags now just look like I'm bookending their stall. But in amongst here,
That's a really cool bit of kit, like, it's really versatile and useful. Like, you know, like the drop down tables and stuff like that. And then, like, you know, you have like your max tracks on the drop down table and like a 240 plug next to it, and it's like, it's just so, everything works more than once, if that makes sense. It's all got a dual purpose to it all. It's just, there's a lot more.
that is a fully functioning beer tap, by the way. Lager and Guinness. Don't quite know how he does it, but this guy actually owns bars in Liverpool, I believe. He's now, because he's got the bug, working with, or owns, co-owns, I don't know, NOMAD adventure vehicles. I think they do conversions, go check them out. I will put a link below. But the reason I mentioned the bar thing is because quite a cool story. He has given me permission to pop in his van, by the way, but quite a cool story. During the COVID times, pubs were shut and people got the bug a little bit for a draft lager. You know, I want a draft lager. I've not had a draft lager in ages. I remember myself feeling like, oh, do you know what, on a nice day, draft lager might be quite nice. Pubs were shut, got the beer licenses, and basically he bought ambulance vans, ex-ambulance vans, converted them into, imagine an ice cream van, but a mobile bar, and he was going around ringing a bell and people were coming out, and you could literally buy a pint of lager at the ice cream van, which was actually a beer van. Absolute genius. Absolute genius. And he won George Clark's Amazing Spaces. Absolutely cracking. The entrepreneurial side. This van is absolutely wicked. Full shower and toilet in there. drives for, obviously. There's a pop top up there, so it sleeps for. Nice transverse bed at the back with skylight and fan above. Giant fridge, cozy, and it looks good as well. It's a nice van. Made it really homely with these extra kind of shelves and stuff like that. I need to get a bit more like this. To be honest, I have no interest in buying stuff like this and putting it in my van. My missus would, she would love this. But when you're in it, what a difference it does make. I kind of need to steer away from all of the aluminium extrusion and stuff like that. I won't. How cool is that? But yeah, absolutely love this van. So check out NOMAD adventure vehicles, I thought it was. Right, who else we got? We have got, naturally, Trip Hazard again, but I wanted to show you guys this, RAW 7003. He said to me, if you can get one done in that colour, I'll have another one off you. Challenge accepted, that was done. Rich from Bug Out Vehicles, seen him on my channel, seen me on his channel 100 times over. My van, do you know what? Bit of an update on my van, should have tidied it before I went in. I did this, I did a thing. I did this helmet across the top. I've been living up to now with lights like this, and I've been magnetising them to the tops and stuff like that. What I've done here is I've put a strip light in there, routed it in, same material as the worktop, excuse the mess, and then I've put some touch sensitive things behind there. Can't even see them, but I've got one at that end and then one at that end, so it's kind of zonal, but it shares the same strip. I think that's quite cool. And you can also, I don't know if you'll see it in this light, they're dimmable. Hopefully you can see, but that one is nowhere near now as bright as this one. Just makes all the difference. And I think that's quite cool. And it was a bit of a pain in the bum to do, but I think well worth it. It's windy, it's absolutely gorgeous, and everyone is giving it shorts and flip-flops. And another big shout out to Mason Bushcraft Knives, because he's gifted me that. That is a neck knife to match my actual knife. Gorgeous. Get myself a drink. This is roof racks and backpacks. Ex-British Gas van, obviously. Absolutely cracking little setup. So many people messaged and said, oh, is anyone going that's got any of that Latitude stuff? I am going to check out the Latitude stuff for my new van, no matter what that may be. That's a different conversation. But this is one of those 180 awnings. Comes in a soft bag, and I'd have to get my head around that because I like the hard case like Fiammas, Thule and Dometic, so I'd have to get my head around that. But it's absolutely gorgeous. It's so strong. And he was showing me little bits, like they've got these like prop up legs that go here to make sure that the water runs off and stuff like that. But that, because it's 180, it doesn't just come out and cover your side door. You've got all of this area here. Let me show you. The coverage is fantastic. They do a 270 awning, which would then in fact go around the back doors like that. I mean, this is such a cool van. Check him out on Instagram because it's such a cool little setup, and he likes his things, so he's always showing off. I mean, I was walking around here yesterday and it's like van mecca. Like, oh, you've got this, you've got that. He likes his nice stuff. He's got Yeti cool boxes. You know, if he believes in a brand, he will invest in it. The Latitude stuff, I've got to tell you, at first glance, I've not slept in it, obviously. Maybe we will tonight. But it looks good. And also to add, see this here? They are pre-wired lights that go along here, and you can either have an outside little 12 volt setup here and plug it in, or you just slip a little power bank in there, but they're already pre-installed. I want to say they change colors, or they at least dim and change brightness, but that is definitely something worth checking out, that Latitude stuff, if you're interested in like awnings and rooftop tents. Kind of don't know the full direction that the new van's going to go in, if I'm truthful. Seen a bit of a Gucci light over here. I haven't seen this dude in like hour sections at a time. I don't know where he goes. But there's little doggies everywhere. is absolutely fantastic. They're all getting on. Look at the tails going, look at him. When Matt from Volkswagen T5 Upgrades bought his table, the first thing he said is, and quite a few people, I get this quite a lot, where am I going to put it? And he did this immediately. And I've looked at ways of doing this. If you're a table owner, or you're going to be a table owner, or hypothetical table owners, would you do this? Would you, if I found the perfect way, because it's almost there, would you do this, or would you prefer to look at your spare wheel? I mean, quite a lot of people cover their spare wheel with the bags anyway. I think that ties in with the whole adventure look. I'm a bit biased, but I wouldn't mind looking at that on the back of a wheel, and that's one less thing that you've got to carry inside, especially for transporter owners, because anything that you can bolt to the outside is good. So this is a crude kind of way of doing it. But yeah, let me know in the comments. Would you mind doing that, or you're like, no, I don't want to see your table on the outside of my van. I prefer to look at my lovely wheels. MAN 4x4. I did show you guys this at the Camp Out meet, Rich Bug Out Vehicles and Traction Ready meetup. But the bed was set up at the time. I want to show you this. If you're considering a Murphy bed, what that will give you is, if you're into your bikes or your sports, you can fill that area up. And if, like this one, you've got a pop top or a third bed or a second bed in the way of a rib bed, that means you can be fully loaded and you can still sleep comfortably. But the space in here is absolutely fantastic. Almost, and I think I said this last time, almost thinking, oh, you could get a shower in there, but that always takes away straight away. You block this off with a shower and it takes away this open feeling. What a lovely van. This is a new wave conversion, by the way. Representing. Lovely kitchen setup. Lovely kitchen setup, nice big fridge. And so it turns out, the guy with the LT40, he's just started that up, and the guy with the Pinzgauer, Liam's gone running over and go, that engine sounds suspiciously like the same one that's in my Pinzgauer, and now they're running their engines. So they have just now formed a relationship in where he can work on his vehicle, because he's the guy that knows. Anything Defender or anything like that, check out Adam's Overland Company, because he does know his stuff. It's annoying because he's a bit of a gobshite, but he does know his stuff. Morning. Have you been out for a run or done something like really constructive? Because you've not been available all morning.
Yes, at 5 o'clock this morning I was up with the police. We was walking around checking the perimeter for some lunatic that had gone missing. I pointed at your van and then promptly reminded myself, no, don't go there because he's probably drunk and will be abusive to the police and get arrested. So I sent him somewhere else.
And ironically, some of that is true. Nothing to do with our party, but poor Andy had his door knocked at 5 AM by police. I thought he was winding me up. I was like, yeah, I would have had a good night's sleep if the police weren't knocking my door at 5 AM. I think there's fear that a guy might have fallen into the river. He was arguing with himself at 5 AM. And now he's nowhere to be seen, and there's just a little tent there and all of his stuff, and he's gone missing, so. The days can be a little bit longer for the older gentleman. Got a few fires going. Got the BioLite, Bluetooth, smokeless, a solo stove or two, got the bonfire out. Lovely evening. It's been absolutely beautiful here today. We've been so lucky. This is a totally different weekend. If it's even drizzling, let alone wearing these shorts. The shorts and flip-flops absolutely everywhere. It's still windy, so I do apologise if any part of this video has been affected by the wind. There's other campers everywhere. Dogs running free on leads. I meant to say dogs are all on leads, but they're having the best time. Having an absolute ball. A few beers now, everyone's cracking on with food. What's really good about this is if you want to just go back to your own van and sit and be in your own company, the Hex van, guy here's got a crafter, him and his missus have kind of kept themselves to themselves, and they come over when they want to. You can do what you want. It doesn't, there's no expectation. We're all at the same place, this beautiful place, and it's absolutely banging. Totally forgot to mention.
Oh, the high one. What it is
got locked out of the transporter yesterday evening. I thought someone was playing a practical joke on me. I could see my keys on the seat. I thought someone had swapped it for their key, locked my van and gone, oh. Long story short, we were locked out. Disaster. It should have been a thumbnail. Locked out, I just wanted to get back in. Some people were floating around with cameras. Some people were offering blunt instruments to try and be funny. And at the time of being locked out of your van, it's not all that funny, but we were back in. Managed to pry open the door. I had a wire and a CB aerial, because the CB aerial was a little bit stiffer, and just by chance the key was buttons facing up. Genuinely by chance, managed to reach in eventually and push the button and unlock it. I am semi-blaming Rich from Bug Out Vehicles. You don't need to know why. He hasn't quite apologised yet, but I'm sure he will in due course. It was your fault, Rich. And now I'm starting to wondering if he did it on purpose. Don't know why I invite him to these things.
I've never seen anywhere.
I've had the best time. It's been absolutely fantastic. Is the microphone on? Yes, it is. Mr. Armour with his pink lights. Hasn't got his wheel arches lit up yet. I'm not sure. Are you in there, Mark? Why aren't your wheel arches lit up? The viewers want to see the wheel arches, mate. Oh, what? Too fast, too furious. Who says romance isn't dead? What a weekend. So, loosely based, table only kind of invitation. I was going to do best dressed table. I wanted to take loads of cool photos of all the different tables on different vans with different setups. It's going to be hard to beat the beer tap table. The beer tap table from Doghouse Penny Lane. That's what his Instagram is. Not sure if that's what the brewery or the line of pubs he's got is called. But the Doghouse with the beer taps on, that is the absolute winner. Although, Rich did have his daughter on the spare wheel on his table, sat up here, and he does get extra points for that because his table is actually the prototype. It doesn't fit anywhere near like what the final table does. So if in any of his videos it's a little bit, it's because it's the prototype. Total change. But still, even with that, she was sat up there. I think I've got a picture of that. I'll put that over the top now. The sun is setting, or set now. Absolutely fantastic. Do check this out, Tan Eldrock. Word is getting round about this place. It's one of them. It's a hidden gem, of course it is. But you do want people to come, otherwise these places disappear. I've never seen it quite as busy as it is. There's vans over this side, plenty of vans over there. A couple walked by. Thank you for popping in and saying hello. Saw the tables and was like, wow, what are they? Took one over to their van because I had a few in the trailer and they bought one on site. So absolutely wicked. It's time for a new batch of tables, in fact. I'm not sure what this video was even about, apart from the fact that we were here with so many cool vans. Thanks for watching. Did you think that was end credits?
Things we lost to the flames, things we'll never see again. All that we have amassed sits before us, shattered into ash. These are the things
What time is it, Liam?
the things we lost in the fire. These are the things.
That's
the things we
offensive.
lost, the things we lost in the fire. We sat and made a list of all the things that we had down the diaries. I read them all one day when loneliness came and you were away. Oh, they told me nothing new, but I love to read the words you use. These are the things we lost, the things we lost in the fire, fire, fire. These are the things we lost, the things we lost in the fire, fire, fire. I was the match and you were the rock. Maybe we started this fire. We sat apart and watched all we had burn on the.
You have probably guessed it, we are at Black Rock Sands. And you can drive along the beach and it's mental. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm standing with my back to the wind, hopefully trying to save this audio. Got the Pinsgauer, mine, the 110, and Rich's 4x4 Mercedes Sprinter. Hopefully get some cool drone shots. It's only about a 40-minute drive from the Tan Eldrock campsite that we were at last night. What a great way to button off this weekend. It's been absolutely cracking. As you can still see, the weather is beautiful. It's not just a little bit windy. Maybe make a brew down here on the beach. What a place this is. I strongly advise, if you can, find your way here. £8 for a motor, any kind of motor to get them, because I'm towing the trailer, because I had loads of show paraphernalia and tables that I was dropping off and things like that. That cost me an extra £8, which was a bit of a kick in the cock, but we are here, and check this out, absolutely stunning.
Hey, nobody's taking a picture of your van, mate.
They're £2.50, mate.
What if I bought that best one?